thing, and then all the stuff gets set up. But that's right, I'm here. I have to start now on all platforms, including TikTok. Oh, and then I have to do this. Oh, nice. There's like 5 tabs open right now. All right, chat. Can I show the chat in here? Do I have access to the chat? Anyway, I don't want to get too distracted. Yeah, I don't see it, unfortunately. Yeah, that's something else. Well, okay. Anyway, chat. I guess all we can really say is, you know, I'll have to set some stuff up and probably pull this up on my other phone, but, you know, I think, yeah, I mean, today's a big day. Devstream day, chat. Big one, though. Oh, my God. Excuse me for the weird intro, but, yeah, this is my first time coming back to streaming on TikTok using Streamlabs, so I gotta set up my moderator phone, and then I'll be all good to go. So, for now, we're chilling. And yeah, all I gotta say is, statistics are dead. I mean, that's like the only thing I was like, okay, there you go. That's a win. For me, I don't know how many people think of that as a win. That's what I'm curious. So, I feel that people who want to give their feedback will give their feedback, but, I'm happy for Stat6 being dead, and I'm sure longtime viewers will know why I'm happy about that. And that is, of course, it just means that I don't have to take a specific weapon in when I'm using Atlas. That's kind of it. With Korra, I still kind of don't really use I can buff the Whip Claw in the same way that I buff Atlas, but I was like, but I feel like there's going to be a lot of people where like, I'm trying not to dance on the grave too much, but I am like, for me specifically, thank God, I can just have a normal melee weapon now and then not have to worry about having like the wrong build or just having to always use, what is it, Ceramic Dagger or Magistar. Some people use normal Magistar. There's these interesting little, I mean, if you've got a Magistar Riven, if you've got a Ceramic Dagger Riven, they're quaking right now. They're like, uh-oh. So, apologies for laughing so much, but I was like, oh my God, they just did it. Like, the one thing that was like, I forget where I mentioned it, but I was like, yeah, if they just made it a separate ability, then like, yeah, it would probably always get nerfed because you don't have the Incarnate buff and you don't have a Riven. So in the end, there will always be people who are like, bro, this is gonna be game over for your, you know, Whip Claw Korra accumulating Whip Claw. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, okay, thank goodness I am finally safe. But yeah, I'm all good to go. I think I've got everything set up, so I'm gonna set up over here and we're gonna get started. But yeah, I mean, so for me, it's just Atlas and Korra. I know Gara. I've been thinking about trying out. I don't know. We'll have to. I want to see what they do with the ability, because Shattered Lash is just like, chat, I don't know, man. Yeah, my Gara build has, it's I don't want to get too much into it, but I guess all I can really say is I'm excited to see what they do. Obviously, like, the other big thing that I would say is like, you can put Arcanes on Exalteds now, so that's going to be crazy. Like, yeah, you have Tennokai on certain Exalted weapons. You know, on my Sevagoth Shadow, I have Tennokai. On, I think, Valkyr, I have Tennokai. So there's a couple different setups, but it's nice to be like, okay, you're just going to let me put Influence. You're just going to allow that. I was like, oh, and then, yeah, you have, like, I was thinking about it with Exalted Blade. I was like, okay, you can just change your color to electricity, and then it acts like a, like one of those, what is those inherit bonuses? I don't know what they're called, but, yeah, like the, yeah, it's like a Kuva weapon, I guess, where it's like a separate element. So you have to have Blast, and then you can have electricity separately. So it's a pretty basic build, but I'm just like, oh my God. What I did, and I realized I was stupid for this, is I literally like went to my Exalted, like all of the Exalted melee weapons, and I just looked at the build, and I was like, okay, how am I gonna move it around? so that I could fit Blast Fluence on it. Because obviously, like, with the Exalteds, you're just... Dude, the numbers, I don't know, man. Anyway, I don't want to hear my voice right now. Anyway, we're good. I had to pull this up on my other account, so we're chilling. Yeah, those are kind of the big highlights for me, like the actual changes. I'm going through like the quality of life stuff that they mentioned at the end first. The Auraforma is an Omniforma. That's pretty fucking crazy. I like that. Oh, excuse me for that. Also, it's a Friday stream, so. So yeah, that's cool. I like that. There was a change that scared me a little bit. Your stealth auxiliary. So previously, like, if I go to like Loki or something, you can. Oh, hang on one sec. If I go to Loki, then I can go to appearance, and then I think it should be attachment. Then yeah, you can have semi cloak. So on all frames. Okay, hang on. All frames asterisk. In the game, I have semi cloak, but there's one. There's one, chat. I don't know if they've fixed it, but it's Ash. I don't know if Zada's Whisper works differently, but when I had Roar, I used to have Roar on here, and the energy effect from Roar would like negate the semi cloak, and it was just so weird looking. So currently, I have nothing. So I just become straight up invisible. So you just remove it, and then now you're just fully invisible. So, it was this weird thing where I was like, what? I couldn't figure it out. And then, yeah, I forget. I was like talking to somebody in Discord and they were like, what are you talking about? Like, and I was like, I couldn't figure it out. It was like I had Eclipse on there, like, Mirage's ability. So I don't know how it works now. It might actually work properly with different abilities, but I noticed that like, if it was like a body effect, then it would like make it would just like mess up the semi-cloak. I was like, what's going on, man? So, it's like a weird thing. I don't know. We'll see how it works. I think it should be fine. I hope. I'm not too worried about it, but I thought I would just mention. I was like, oh, I hope that's not terrible. You can send randoms away. I wrote that down, so it's like when you're a host, you can just send people away right after you finish the mission. So that's pretty clutch. Arcanes on Exalteds. Yeah, I already mentioned that. Okay. Oh yeah, dude. The base mod cap is higher. Like you start with 15. Cora lives. Yeah, she'll still live. Yeah, I don't think she's gonna be bad after the update. I'm glad that I don't have to use Ceramic Dagger anymore. That was my go-to stat stick. But yeah, that weapon makes me suffer a little bit. All right, chilling. Yeah, like it's not the weapon. It's having to equip the weapon when I'm using the frame. I'm like, I guess I'll do it. Fine, I'll do it. So anyway, I don't want to get too distracted. But yeah, so basically, I guess what they did is they gave you half of the mod capacity up front on all your weapons. So when you're starting out in the game, you get half of it right off the bat, and then with every 2 levels, you'll get 1 rank higher. So I was like, okay, you start off with 15. I was like, that's pretty sick. So that's kind of clutch. I've been thinking about revisiting like the beginner guide and just being like, okay, you're going to do these quests and you're going to look for this mod, and then this is what you're going to make your build on whatever Warframe you have, and then that's about it. The onset of Exalted abilities comes, yeah. It's going to be weird to mod abilities. Flash factor to 1.4. Dude, really? Oh my god. Yeah, but I'm ready for it, man. I'm ready for a maxed out Exalted blade. That's kind of what I'm talking about. But that was number 1. Or that was another one that was cool. There was this thing about being able to filter your mods for duplicates. I thought that was kind of cool. I'm kind of trying to do this stuff. Oh, they added plus 30 Riven slots. And dude, I gotta tell you, I might be like the only guy. I don't know how many people are out there where, like, I've played this game so long and I've been at max Riven capacity for whatever reason for so long that I've gotten so many Riven caches where I just can't I don't get the capacity. So it's like, are you gonna refund me for like, I don't know how many 50 days that was. It was like every 100 days you'll get a Riven, or it's like half the time. I don't know what it is, but I'm getting a lot of Riven caches where it's like I'm not cashing in on those capacity charges. So I don't really need them at this point. I try to be very stingy with my rivens. Like if I'm gonna put a riven on something, it's like it has to exist for like a specific I'm not obviously like the strongest weapons always end up with a riven. So I think my riven capacity, can I look from this? Yeah, my riven capacity is 164 out of 180. So I've definitely cut that down. That used to be like 173 at a time. Like it was pretty high, so I had to really chop that down a lot. So a lot of useless rivens that, you know, maybe they just give straight stats or whatever. Like you try to be a little bit more efficient. Bernice, welcome in. Good to have you. But yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of this stuff is like, okay, hell yeah, that's it. Oh, they also reduced the number of waves in a defense mission to 3, which my immediate thought is like, if I'm doing Kuva Liches, does that mean I'm going to get less Kuva Liches, like less thralls spawning? Because, I mean, I guess it would make them easier, but I don't think that's too crazy. Oh, also appreciate the 254 likes. I forgot to mention that, but yeah, I think that basically covers all like of the yeah, I guess there was a lot of quality of life that I enjoyed a lot. So I guess next thing to talk about would be the stuff that's coming up soon. So you've got what is it, February 6th, you'll have Star Days, and you'll have the new Nightwave, which is 1999 themed. It's got a lot of, I saw some mods in there. I don't know if they showed them, but I want to look at those mods. Bro, it's always the mods. That's why I do that. Like, I want to see what they're cooking. Yeah, Star Days as well. There's some new stuff coming with Star Days. Belly of the Beast, I think. So Belly of the Beast is either returning on February 6th or the 12th. And the other thing is, yeah, the 12th, Lavos Prime, Seto Prime, and Dual Zorin Prime, which is like, crazy enough, the Dual Zorin is like one of my most used weapons. I guess it was like this ancient relic of like when I didn't have a lot of good gear, and I used that weapon a lot, and I'm like, oh my god. And so it like sits at the top of my list. Let's see where this guy is. So these are all the favorited weapons. There's Dual Zorin. So there's a Paracesis. Yeah, there's the Orthos, which, yeah, you could call the most used weapon in the game, but there are some that are further up there. Yeah, but yeah, you could technically call it that, but the Dual Zorin, just a relic. Also the Dual Ether, I was like, oh my god. And then of course like Broken War. Yeah, Dark Sword, I'm like, what was I doing? Like, what era is this? I don't even know at this point. So that's kind of a crazy thing, as I was like, and what, it has an ability where like when you slide attack, you speed up or something? I was like, is it coptering? Is that they were like doing the coptering meme? I was like, nice. I was like maybe 14 years old. I don't know how old I was when that whole meme was happening. I can grind Ceto Prime and not need to do some Demos free roam for the normal. Yeah, I want to see what they do with I want to see what kind of stats they modify. I'm so curious, just because the normal version is like it's so crazy. But yeah, it's a lot of grinding. The open world bounties, the open world bounty grind is like real. That's real. So, what else am I talking about? I think that pretty much. So that will cover like the next couple weeks. So yeah, you're gonna have Lavos. You're gonna be seeing a lot of Lavos Prime, chat. I'm gonna have to. So here we go. We'll do the thing again. So here's Wisp. Wisp is the least used Prime frame that I actually use. Yeah, we've got Limbo and Ivara. Say what you will, but yeah, these are like the wall between the normal frames. So they're at 2 different levels though. So Ivara will always just be my spy frame, and that's it. But yeah, here's Wisp. So yeah, there's a lot of lists to climb, and it's not really well articulated in this spread, but I think, where is Wisp? Yeah, so I'm gonna have to play Lavos for a lot of time. That's kind of the main thing. Let's see. So Wisp Prime is at 1.3% usage. So that means I have to, for Lavos to join this list, I have to use him for that amount of time. And it goes up slightly, but you can still manage it. But I don't know, man. Like there's something that's so fun about, like, yeah, when you get the Cedo Prime or Lavos Prime, I have to stockpile like Archon shards. Yo, I'm trying to make a Mirage build. Can I see yours if you have one? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, my my Mirage build is like max survivability. I don't think it's always necessary, but where's Mirage? This is my favorite part where I guess where the frame is. Oh, I've been using her more. Yeah. Okay, so these Archon shards, yeah, you don't need them. They're just kind of maxing out. Shield capacity, I do think is nice, but I don't think it's necessary. And then this is effectiveness on energy orbs, so this is just giving you more energy. So I've got a lot of like passive, like, you know, side buff. So this is fast deflection, vigilante vigor, and adaptation with pillage. So it's just like a shit ton of shield regen with arcane aegis. So that's kind of it. It's pretty low power strength. I just have augur secrets and transient fortitude and power drift and obviously umbral intensify, but I don't have the other one. But yeah, total eclipse is pretty sick. Total eclipse will apply eclipse to your hall of mirrors, so we love it. Anyway, yeah, it's get as much power strength as you can get. Have prime continuity. That's kind of all I really have. And then this is a lot of survivability. Like, I don't think you really always need this, but the reason that I have all this survivability is because I end up with such weird setups that, you know, maybe you're slowing me down or making me stuck on the ground too much or whatever it is. Like, I find that I sometimes struggle just a little bit. I love Okina Prime bro. Okina Incarnin is crazy. And that was a weapon where I was like, wait a minute. Most of the dual daggers in the game are just goated. Oh, look at this. Perry Andre, look how quick this is. Here, watch this. Can I see how quickly I can do this? So we'll do this. I gotta snag his username. Go to your orbiter. Yeah, I guess so. I can keep talking about this stuff. Okay. Who's this? Yeah, who's this? Yeah, I guess we'll keep talking about it though, but yeah, I can tab out if I need to. So that covers February 6th and February 12th. Here, I got to do this though. Add friend. Show profile. Send message. Okay, there we go. Easy clap. Oh, what is... Oh, that's goated. We love that. That's sick. Norgman. Nice. Hell yeah, dude. That's fucking awesome. That's sick. Exit game. No. See ya. Wow, that's a lot of shit. Fuck yeah. See ya. Oh my god, dude. Anyway, wow, that was crazy. Hilarious. But I have you now. I've snagged you. So if you want to join me when we actually play gameplay. But we got to keep moving. So I guess the next thing that you're talking about chronologically is just the Technocyte Coda. We've got some Scaldra weapons that we could talk about. You've got some, you know, changes to the Kim system. You get to chat with everybody. But yeah, Gyre Deluxe was shown. But yeah, I think the meat and potatoes, the thing that I've been avoiding is definitely some other stuff. Oh, I should mention... I'll mention it later. I don't know. But yeah. Technocyte Coda, I'm looking at it. I'm like, is this just going to be Amar plays, like, spams Technocyte Coda till he's, like, blue in the face? I don't know how good I'm going to be at this. I'm looking at it. I got to be real. Like, this is like where it's like kind of just, I'm watching it. I'm like, oh my God, man. There's a bounty for the mods, right? Okay. I think the stabby bit seems a little bit quicker, but I don't know, man. I think I think I'll be safe. Like, it'll be a lot of grinding, but we'll be okay. I got pictures of 2 tech rot weapons. Oh yeah. No, dude, and all the tech rot. I'm pretty comfortable. I'm pretty comfortable with all the. I feel like I could probably spam. I think in the year of our Lord 2024/2025, when they finish this, I have a feeling the new ones. I don't know. I don't know if I can make them work. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how good I can do. Wait, are people saying stuff and it's not showing up? I'm seeing the chat. Is that just people joining? I think that's just people joining. Yeah, I think we're still safe. I see the chat. There's something in the chat, but I'm just seeing one thing. But I think the chat is still working, so I'm not super worried. But yeah, I guess it seems like, I don't know. We'll have to see how fast the bounties are. But that's the thing. I was like, oh my god, like the mods themselves having a stockpile of those. I was like, okay. And yeah, is there an ool? Will I get an ool? That's always the question, chat. Is it going to be faster, or will I get the ool? I don't know. And you have like the other things where it like buffs how quickly their bar fills up. I was like, is that what's going on? And you burn it when you use it. So I was like, that's pretty cool, but are they going to give me an ool, dude? Are they going to do it to me? Are they going to, like, the ool is like an essential part of my, whenever I do Kuvaliches or Sisters, like it's so critical. So I like how they do it. It's still a pretty similar system, but I'm like, oh, I can already feel it. I don't think I'm going to be done with it for a while. This is going to be a bit of a Forma grind. Yeah, it's 5 Forma each. Uh-oh, chat. Uh-oh. I've got a lot of Forma blueprints, but they craft once a day, so how patient can I be? Anyway, I can, for the most part, I can do the build as normal. I'll put a couple Forma in, and I'll actually get more benefit. Bro, there are so many pistols that have way more Forma than, like, any of the Tenet weapons. Like, whew. Anyway, before I get too distracted, I guess what I mostly saw was like, okay, it's nice to mention that you get the cosmetics. You'll always get a cosmetic. You'll get the tokens, so you can just choose the weapons. What I also should mention that I thought was awesome was the element change, which is something that I've been like praying for, because I'm so sick of showing up for Ergo Glast. I swear to fucking God. It's like, you have 4 days to wait. I'm like, I swear to God, man. I want to put fire on my Tenet Ferox. That's why it's sitting there. And I'm just logging in every 4 days. I'm like, I want to show it off properly. It'll be worth the wait. You know, I was using it on the Opticore, but that's a build for a later day. But yeah, I guess that covers it. I guess I also missed that there were like some new operator / drifter cosmetics. You get some hair. Yeah, I was like, whew, you get these like extra bonus mods. I like the idea that you're fighting 2 bosses at once. I want to see how tanky they are. I guess, yeah, it's not going to be like Steel Path level. Like, it's still going to be the same as like a Kuva Lich, I would assume. Like that level of stuff. So that's what I'm glad about, is I think you could probably tap them pretty easily. Oh, I think I also missed it, but Savri subscribed on YouTube. I totally missed that. Apologies, but I do have to mention, chat, we did hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, so I will have to shave my mustache. So on Monday for the raffle, I will be clean shaven. And then yeah, I'll have some footage to record. So as always, we've got big stuff coming for the YouTube. Like I'm ready to start. I need to start putting up more content. It's not need to, but I'm ready to. But yeah, I guess we're pretty much set up. Like I think a lot of what I noticed of the Technosite Coda fights and like how it's going to work is that it seems pretty streamlined, but you're actually struggling a little bit. I should be happy because I got a Rubico Riven, but I don't have Rubico. Oh my God. Dude, and like, I don't know. I don't really use the Rubico much. I've thought about putting Blast on the Rubico. I gotta be real, chat. I've got a couple setups going, but yeah, that's maybe for a later date. But I don't know. But there's a couple really strong snipers that I kind of like, and I also like the Paragale. I think it's pretty good. I just, it's just not, there's Sporothrix and there's Comorex, there's these OPS snipers. So Sporothrix is getting a coda, right? Oh my god. I was like, are you serious? Yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah, most of this coda stuff is like, yeah, I want to mention that you can change your elements. That's sick. But a lot of it was like, I'm glad the cosmetics are there, but it just seems better. It just seems like they updated the system. And it seems like it will probably end up being more streamlined. Like, that's my idea, is like all these changes. I'm like, it seems like they did a lot of these and they were like, okay, we've all done a lot of liches in our day, right, chat? It's kind of a rite of passage in Warframe. It's like just getting so fucking burned out on liches and sisters, just having so much shit to do. And I'm like, oh my god. And then I guess right at the end, I should mention that we've got a new Warframe coming, the guitar Warframe, which is hilarious. Like, I'm so ready. Chat. That's a trailer. That's a trailer. You know it. Like, they're manifesting that trailer. You know what it's going to be. You know what it's going to feel like. I'm like, dude. Are we predicting a Gauss Prime trailer again where, like, TikTok just explodes? God. But yeah, I mean, 4 more proto frames, I guess I should mention as well. And yeah, that's fucking sick. I was like, hell yeah. And it's like these, unfortunately, I don't know I've never listened to the music that they made. I don't know what band they're in, so apologies for that. I can't really speak on that, but I was like, that's fucking sick. I love that. I've been out of the game for a bit. School's been rough. I can't wait to find out what's going on from the dev stream I missed. Oh, dude. I literally just finished talking about everything. I guess the main thing that I should mention, yeah, I'll try to keep up the ones that I was really into, because a lot of the Technosite Coda stuff I felt like was just like, okay, I think that's just streamlining the whatever's going on. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about it again as we play the game. I'll keep the sticky notes available to me, but yeah, it's getting pretty hot in here. It happens, man. I don't know what happens, but like this whole area just becomes weird. What is this? Yeah, this is February. I'm struggling a little bit in February with the kind of weather we're getting, but we're still safe. I guess it's just time to play the game. I'll talk about it as we play, but the main thing is stat sticks are changing. They're gonna get nerfed, chat. You're most optimized, like you're like, bro, I don't remember who it was. Was it Evan? I think Evan brought in a stat stick Korra and he damage capped, and I was like, oh my god, dude. So I was like, oh fuck. You know what I mean? So it's probably gonna get nerfed. I hate to say it, Chad. Your most giga optimized setup, like, oh my god, but I'm very glad. That's the one thing where I'm like, okay, thank God. I was like, please, Lord, I'm making these builds. I'm glad I didn't even mention the reason as to why I don't like stat stick builds, but yeah, I mean, it's more just that I don't want to. Well, you have to use whatever the weapon is. You have to use the weapon with the stat stick build, and the weapon still works pretty well, but I'm just like, okay, maybe change how the ability works, make it work a little bit better, and then also just give it a separate mod thing so I can just do it on its own. I'm chilling with Revenant and Ember Prime, yeah, dude. It's game over. But yeah, I mean, the guy who plays all the frames, there's 2 frames, Atlas and then kind of Korra as well. Gara, I need them to do something to that ability. Yeah, we were kind of talking about it, but Gara, I was like, maybe you can make Shattered Lash really cool, but I was not really using it like crazy. I was, I have a weird setup with Gara. Gara has the very interesting power of being able to put 90% damage reduction on anything. So you can put it on a defense target or something like that. So that's a pretty powerful ability just built in, and you can it's a little bit tough to put it on your squad, but yeah, I guess that's the thing. Hey, speak of the devil, that's who I was talking to. That's Corpsey. Yeah, we were just talking about the stat stick setup, that it'll probably get nerfed. Like the super high end builds where like super maxed out, I'm feeling like you might struggle. So I guess we'll talk about the build while we talk about like the main update. But I guess that was the important stuff. There was some like quality of life. I love the Aura Forma thing. So the Aura Forma works on any slot now, and it becomes an Omni Forma, but it doesn't work for Umbra. That's it. It's a classic Kullervo setup. It is, yeah. I couldn't decide, and this is what I landed on. I landed on Blind Rage and Streamline and Augur Secret. So it's not the craziest amount of power strength, but it's still 500%. It's 500% crit chance. It's criminal, man. And that's it. I just have Roar and Wrathful Advance. I've thought about putting on Zadas. That could be pretty broken because most of the time I use Bonk Fluence. That might break shit. The thing is, Roar is a buff for your squad. Like that's been the thing, is like I actually like having Roar, especially if like I have high power strength and I have 145% range, purely so that I can get, what is it, better range for this. I think that's it. So I think I can get rid of range. But yeah, I've had it in here for Collective Curse. Honestly, I don't really use Collective Curse as much, so it's more that I can't figure out. I'm running out of ideas to put in these mod slots, so I just kind of left it. I was okay with it. So you could definitely swap that around. You know, there's a couple things you can choose. I do like Truculence. You know, it is funky. You can see it in the top right. It's this like percentage scale, and then you'll get the wave. So it's really weird. Yeah, man, I'll just ignore Pseudo Exalts, or as you suggested, Wrathful. Yeah, but that's the thing, is like I like my basic idea was like, I'm only gonna use Wrathful on a melee frame, right? I'm only gonna use Wrathful on a frame that like has a melee ability, because then it's just gonna be a massive buff, and then it means that Wrathful exists on a lot of frames now, and I can build around Wrathful, and like I can take different weapons, especially like a Bonk Fluence weapon. Bonking with Wrathful is like, I gotta tell you, man, it's like something special. So that's been my love, is like what this Exalted change means is that, yeah, now I can have both a super strong bonking melee influence weapon, and I can use my stat stick weapon at the same time, and I can use them equally as effectively. And like with Atlas, you basically need to be spamming punch to survive, but you know, if you like have a certain setup for your pseudo exalted, then you maybe could get a buff for your bonk fluence, or even if you have a swinging influence weapon. So it's like it has this combo power, or you could swap for like a single target melee. And you know, if your Atlas punch kills everything except for like Necromex maybe, then like you can use something else. So this game made me do a sad emoji. Yeah, I love Roar. Like I try to always get it going. Damage on initial hits and damage on dots. Yeah, exactly. TC Gamer followed. Appreciate it. Thank you. Is the alert showing up? Do I have this set up? Yeah, it's live. Did I mute it? Do I need to unmute this? Here, let me unmute it and see if that changes anything. Apologies, chat. All right, still set up, but aren't pseudos losing incarnate adapter power? Yeah, exactly. Like they're gonna get nerfed, but I'm like, yeah. Bro, so dude, there was this guy Evan who showed up in he's like a long time chatter, but yeah, he did damage cap with the whip claw. I was like, yeah, you're gonna nerf it, dude. I hate to say it. I hate to be that guy. I hate to fucking dance on the grave and be like, yeah, sorry, you can't use Magus Aggress and a Magistar Riven, or you know, like you know, whatever setup you have for like Serenity. It's like, unfortunately, chat, I hate to say it, like you might. If you're in the upper echelon, if you're in like the straight up like top 100, like in terms of like damage output, I mean, it is just like there are just specific setups to do so that you can get it. I'm like, yeah, unfortunately, I hate to be that guy. I hate to dance on the grave. I really do. Sorry, I don't want to get too distracted, but yeah, I mean, like that's why I put Wrathful on a melee for him, because it's like, yeah, if it's a pseudo exalted, it's still a melee attack, so that's it. And then it means that also now in this update, I can also have a very strong melee weapon as well, and use both and have access to both, and and take a melee that functions for a different purpose or has a different power. But like, yeah, now that you have that, 5% crit, 5%, yeah, then that's literally what Corpsey said as well. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, but that's why I had Wrathful on Atlas, because I was like, I have the same setup. But like, dude, I mean, I think what I've noticed is like people think they're not gonna like change the ability to accommodate that. Like, I'm like, I get where you're coming from, but I don't think that's like realistic. I don't think they would want it to just be shitty. You know what I mean? Like, maybe I'm just a wishful thinker, right? Like, yeah, I mean, I get where you're coming from. Like, I know what you mean. Nah, she still suffers a lot because of the loss of Riven. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you're proving my point. Like, he's using the Riven, and he's using. So are you using Magistar then? So you're using the. I mean, I don't know. That's been my thing. Is like, yeah, is he using Magistar with a Riven and an Incarnate? Yeah, then he's literally the person that I was talking about. He's like the exact dude where I was like, yeah, that's the person that's gonna get nerfed and that's gonna not like it. Like, that was my point. Is like, it's the people who are doing the most maxed out setup and have Magus Aggress and have the Riven and are using Magistar or whatever setup you have. I'm like, yeah, in the end there will always be that nerf, but like, I think there is like specific mission sets, you know what I mean? Like, we all know it. I don't know if they're going to level cap, you know, I don't know if Pablo's testing this to level cap, you know what I mean? I usually start from the start and watch absurdly fast to catch up. All right. Why does it do a sad emoji? Well, maybe that's just the way it feels sometimes. Oh, are you doing the are you not doing the never mind. Apologies, chat. I don't want to get too distracted, but yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, that is the exact person that I was talking about, which is he's probably using, you know, a Rivened out Magistar Incarnate with Magus Aggress. So he's the exact person that's going to mention, you know, it's like, I think what I've always valued is I want there to be some ability to change up your stuff. You know, I think everybody loves their perfect loadout, but that's what I mean is like, for certain people and obviously newer players, it's like a little bit confusing. But yeah, for the people that want to max out and they want to do damage cap with Whip Claw, yeah, unfortunately they're going to suffer. So I feel like that's I hate to say it, chat, I'm okay with that. That was my whole point from the very beginning. Shout out Chris for saying you're doing a Friday stream. Yeah, I've been doing it more. Sometimes I play other games, but you know, it's a little bit more chill. 7:37. We'll play for a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I think my point is like, I would assume they're gonna test it out and make sure that like, yeah, they're in the community chat. They know you're using Magistar Incarnate with a Riven and Magus Aggress, because it's just like they exist online too, chat. Unfortunately, you can't avoid it at certain moments. I was like, I think they know how strong it can be, and they know where it needs to be. Because I will say, like, I use Atlas, and currently I just use it with like all of my single target weapons. That's it. I don't even use a stat stick. All I have is Wrathful Advance. That's it, because he deals melee damage, and that's it. So that's kind of the whole setup. So I mean, obviously, like, I can't go around telling everybody to use Wrathful, but I just, you know, it was like, I'll save it for those frames and I'll enjoy it on those frames. And now I get to use a weapon and an Exalted. So I think we'll be okay. I think we'll survive. So shout out Zulu for, I don't know, kind of, I guess in a way, like, proving my point. Like, yeah, the people that are going to suffer the most are these people, you know, the people at the super high end, like the very tippy top, like where the maxed out build is like, that's gonna suffer. But I still have 2 Tau Forged purple shards on Atlas. I still have that crit damage bonus, so it is a pretty nice setup. But yeah, I'm not super worried. Like, I feel like we can survive. All right, chat. But we're still set up, so I feel like I should just play the game. Maybe I don't talk about the build. I mean, this has been a little bit of a chatty segment, so I guess all I can say is the Stradivar is not a weapon I would tell you to use. This is just heat and crit damage. Only 32 rolls, so it's not crazy, but on the alt fire, that's a 9.9 crit multiplier. So it's not the craziest stats, but yeah, it's just a full auto. Oh, I do need a Riven in here so that I can put in Vigilante supplies, so I'm suffering a little bit there, but I think I'll survive. So yeah, I'm Prime Cryo rounds, only buffing the damage of the bullet, that's it. I do have Galvanized Aptitude in here, so this is just a full auto with Primary Crux that deals blast damage, so it's a little bit too normal of a setup for me at this point, I guess is all I can say. So I guess we're ready to go. Despair is one that I might actually spam a lot. This one is kind of crazy, although it will only apply to the bullet itself. I don't know how much damage that bullet is doing. Oh, I guess it doesn't show. Yeah, it only shows you the stats of the bullet, so we can look at how much those things are. But yeah, once again, I'm not really going to have Dread, Hate, and yeah, I'm not going to have Hate equipped because that's like that weapon is like so broken. Those are the only weapons that I favorite in this game because it just removes them from the usage list. Those are only the melee weapons are the broken melee weapons. Those are the ones that I like subjugate to the tower, like the very top of the list, where I'm like, you're too strong, I won't allow myself to use you. Or just weapons that I don't want to. I have a Exodia Contagion build that I put up there, but it's a weird setup. Negative zoom, projectile speed, reload speed, and like whatever. What is the reload speed on this guy? 0.8, yeah, whatever. And then this is just buffing the crit stats. Double buff to the crit stats. This is kind of nice. It's a lot of status, but yeah, that's kind of all I wanted. I just wanted them to deal a zillion damage. You're not going to see the damage on the AoE, which is a little bit shitty, but this is very easy to charge and very easy to dump the whole thing, so it's pretty sick. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty normal setup. I think you probably could get rid of viral. I've thought about it on more and more setups that like it might be better on these like super high damage weapons to just, you know, have like pure fire or blast or something. Like on Tenet Plinks now, I just have fire damage. So it's like on a couple different setups I have some different things, but I think the main thing is just like it's just an Incarnon that's like super easy to charge and deals like a zillion damage. But the one that I should have probably mentioned first, obviously Kullervo giving me 527% melee crit chance, and I don't have growing power. I have Ready Steel, so that's giving me 24 initial combo. So my boy, no crit stats at all. Unfortunately, I got bad rolls. I got unlucky. So yeah, this is just a status only bonk weapon. It's got a lot of status. So yeah, it's a little bit of a strange one, but you'll be able to see it. Like it's a similar setup. I'll already have infinite combo duration, won't I, from Kullervo? Oh, well then here's the thing. Well, if that's the case, I should probably max out, chat. I should play a little bit better. I should pick something that maxes it out. Oh, I move up the list and this is what it gives me. Okay, chat. Fine. All right, I was talking about Sancti Magistar, wasn't I? I was talking about it, wasn't I, chat? With melee weapon equipped, 40% attack speed. This does affect how long you stay in the animation. You can roll out of the animation pretty quickly. But the other one is while channeled ability active, so I'm not really going to use that. 100% slam radius is insanely fucking goated. Crazy shit. Crazy style. And then of course just a big crit buff, that's it. Yeah, crit chance, status chance is pretty good, but this is just pure bonk. Oh, and this also has focus energy. Well, look at that. Well, shit. Okay, are we in a predicament, chat? We might be in a bit of a predicament. What about Sampotes? I guess I should look. Just Voltaic Strike. Okay, we move up to Sampotes. That's crazy. All right, well, this guy just has Voltaic Strike, so now we do actually get up to 90% efficiency, so we do take advantage of the Kullervo buff. And this is just Sampotes. This weapon is so broken, dude. This weapon is absurd. You just have to watch it. Like, I don't have to say anything. I'm glad I had to move this far up the list. This is crazy, but if I'm going to have Kullervo and he's going to give me melee heavy efficiency, I should try to at least take advantage of it, chat. So I'm breaking the randomizer a little bit, but this is a weird stream. This is what I felt. It was a Friday stream. I was going to yap a lot, so I was going to struggle from the very beginning. But we're still chill. Let's play Warframe, chat. 45 minutes into the fucking stream. Jesus God, I swear to fucking God. Let's play some Warframe, alright? Are we getting Ham and Hammy in? Are we getting anybody in? Is anybody... I didn't even look at the... What are the missions? Oh, wait, no, I need to do Netracells. Have you guys still finished your Netracells? I was gonna do dailies, bro. Or weeklies. I totally forgot. Bro, it's been so long since I did Netracells on stream. It's one of my... I'll say it every time. It's one of my favorite game modes. So easy. You get to do the Elite Archimedia, and then you get 3 extra Netracells. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude.
Another day,
I'm cruising, dude. 2 stack on the cells. Ooh. Your boy's eating good. Alright, safe. Good to go. Alright, so we've got the numbers all set up. So yeah, what I'm praying. So Ham and Hammy's gonna test it for me. Ham and Hammy's goal is to lag my game as bad as possible. That's everybody's goal. And we're gonna see how well Streamlabs functions. I have pretty good bitrate. There was a setting that I thought about changing that I think I forgot to change, so I may change that over the weekend. But chat, I'm excited. I've changed some of the setup, so we might just lock in with the Sampotes for the entire game. Although the issue is this guy is not gonna work well in a dome. If I'm stuck in one area, I might be spamming some other weapon. So I'm probably not gonna lock in with my weapon, but I'm still gonna be chilling. We got Revenant in the squad. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, most used Warframe. Chat, alright, there's a reason for it. Can you guess? Do you know? Everybody knows. Rebecca literally mentioned it in the Devstream. Well, in a weird way. I was like, that's hilarious. And then you show the usage stats. Oh, I totally forgot. I was gonna show my 2024 usage. I guess we'll do a Netracell, and then I'll show my usage. And you guys can laugh. I'll explain what it means. I'll explain what it actually means. I'll break it down, and you'll cackle a little bit. It's hilarious. So, we are now in 2025. So, there's something coming up very soon that is very important to which frames I use the most in the year. So, I don't know if it's obvious, but it's kind of hilarious. It makes me laugh when I think about it. But I saw it like plain as day, and I was like, it shows it in a weird order. But it's funny that they're in like the wrong spots. But I was just thinking about it. I was like, wow, that's just so blatant. That's what it's gonna be every year. That's what's gonna be every year. So then you get like the most. It's so blatant, and then you get to see like the minutia of like how I've used them past a certain point. So I don't want to spoil it too much. But when I talk about the 2024 Wrapped, you're gonna be like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Yeah, and there's a couple bangers in there. I gotta say, there's a couple I don't know, weird setups is what where you're like, wow, you would have never expected that. There's some numbers in there that I'm pretty proud of. So I was like, 2024 did feel like the year of, you know, changing too many builds. I was like, oh my god, game over, man.
I was afraid of this.
Oh, swap this. Swap that shit right now.
Clear them out.
I don't know if yeah, I gotta snag some energy orbs real quick. Oh, I forgot that I have the energy drain. Oh yeah, I gotta be just nuking. Yeah, I can just nuke. Oh, I don't even need. How much do I need for this? Alright, chat. So I just need to keep them dead, and I need a little bit of energy. There you go. There's a little bit of energy income. And just keep them cooking. There you go, nice and easy. Oh, this is a good circle. Oh, we can just keep them at this spawn point. Oh, this is gamer moment, dude. Oh my god, I'm getting overguard. What the fuck? I'm at 16k. I don't think I cast 2. What's going on, man? Are we getting maxed out somehow? Are we? I don't know what's going on. I'm feeling a little bit shook right now. This is exciting. But yeah, Kullervo does have one of the best overguard abilities in the game. It's like so easy to use. You just insta max it out, and you can refresh it so easily. So I'm telling you, man, like, is it? Yeah, I don't think I have to say you can't go wrong. Oh, I'm invincible because of. Does it? Oh my god. Yeah. Oh my god. My boy has it. My boy has Mesmer Shield. My boy understands how to play Revenant. My boy understands the struggle that I have in Elite Archimedia when like every Revenant that I see doesn't have Mesmer Shield. And I'm like, bro, that's like half the reason that I have Revenant, bro. If I'm in an Elite Archimedia and I roll Revenant, bro, I'm making my entire squad invincible forever. I can see how many stacks they have. I have like 45% efficiency. So I can just spam. I can just keep it active forever and just know that, yeah, my squad is safe, alright? So a good Revenant makes room. A good Revenant makes room for that shit, alright? I gotta say it. Back up your squad. It does break certain things. It breaks Arcane Avenger. So I don't know if they'll ever fix that, but yeah, you can still spam pretty well. Yeah, that is the one struggle where on-hit effects obviously don't proc, but you are invincible from your friendly neighborhood Revenant. So that is another reason why I'm glad that Revenant is the most used, and that's why I'll petition, bro. If you're gonna be a Revenant main, use fucking Mesmer Shield, bro. Save your squad. Prevent them from using Arcane Avenger. But I'll take it, honestly. It's a decent buff, but yeah, still chilling. I'm not really keeping my abilities active. I do have all my shit, but what I haven't been doing is using my Natterai ability. I have it, not fucking using it apparently, but insanely cringe. Yeah, I've been trying out Natterai. I was like, I don't actually think I need this much energy efficiency. I think I can get rid of Zenurek and be safe. And I think I have been safe for the most part. Like, this is the one that I was worried about, is like doing a Netracell where I have the exhaustion relic. But yeah, we are doing it in a 2-stack, so it's not too crazy. We're max gaming. Alright, too easy. Yeah, I have all. If you're a Revenant and you do use Mesmer Shield, I love you, bro. You save every Elite Archimeda. You can save it. You can save your whole squad. Send them to heaven with a freebie. Just keep that shit active forever. We love that. We stand. Oh, I forgot to do it again. I'm so silly, chat. I don't really do it for Wrathful, but I should do it with Roar. It's a pretty good buff, and it's a pretty good duration, so it's a lot more efficient. Yeah, this is what makes me so weird. Is like, there's just this clear moment where I'm like, where are the spawns? You know, I'm in a 2-stack. I'm like, where are the spawns? It's only a 2-stack, dog. Right? We're gonna spam this, keep this active, but yeah, I don't know if you're catching it, but Sampotes is kind of on a different level. It is, yeah. I actually left Sampotes and Archiplasmor in my list because it was just, they're so fucking absurd. But it was nice. It was like they're still just classic bonk fluent, so I like having them and get a massive buff. It's pretty cool. You know, it's like having the Nadaruk in the list, and then just every once in a while you're like, oh wow, this weapon does slap like crazy. That you just get to use it alongside weapons like, yeah, the Stradivar Prime, which is crazy. I'm not really telling you guys to use the Stradivar. That's no, dude, no sir. All right. Yeah, we're chilling. Okay. I guess you know, I'm glad. I feel like the Friday stream is a little bit more loose. We'll finish up the Netracells. We might just only have time for the Netracells. I don't know what else I'll do, but we'll take a quick peek and see how long. But good time on this. 7 minutes. Peak Netracell. Also, yeah, we love Mesmer Shield, dude. I should stop saying it. It gets a little weird at a certain point. I don't know why. I repeat myself too much. It's, I don't. But yeah, I mean, it's so weird to think about, like, god. You guys are like basically only gonna see Technocyte Coda. That's it. This game is now a romance simulator. True, dude. Very true. Yeah, you gotta keep that in mind, chat. You gotta romance your squad now. Do you get the skin? What's it called? The Gemini skin when you become their lover or whatever. I don't know how it works, but yeah, I just bought that shit right away. I was like, I stayed in the Gemini. I finally fixed it. Oh wait, what am I doing? I almost aborted. Do you see that, dude? I stay in the Gemini and then I can swap to the normal form. Here, do I need to swap over? Kuva Nucor. Oh my god. Let's see it. Enervate, yes. Magneramite, yes. Oh, this is maxed out. This is max gamer. I don't know what's different about mine. Do I just have damage in there? Magnetic and viral is clutch. Magnetic Might is a great mod. Because this is an insane primer that also nukes. Like this will nuke like entire rooms of trash mobs, but then also it's like it'll either prime or you'll prime yourself into the fire procs killing them. Like you'll get so many fire procs that are such high damage that you'll just nuke. Like, and you get Enervate. That's all the crit chance you need. You don't need a crit chance mod. This is a maxed out Nucor build. This is like ideal shit. Bro, this is my thing, chat. I wish it showed that it was from Ham and Hammy, but oh, we got a friend request. Oh, guys, I appreciate it. Oh, look how easy this is. What's going on? Accept friend.
Amar, Pazul's assassin.
Safe. Okay, good. Oh, there, that worked. What was that? Did I miss something? Did something show up and I didn't get a notification for it? Oh god. That's kind of lame. Was that on I don't see, was that on TikTok? I didn't even see that. I apologize, chat. Maybe I need to set up the alerts better. I don't know if it's showing me the alerts. But I think we're still good to go. Yeah, apologies for that. I don't know, that was weird, but mid Okina build? Bro, even a mid Okina build. Virus Frost, Virulent Scourge. Yeah, but this is still just this is Spinning Needle, so you do have the slash procs on the standing attack, right? But yeah, I have influence on Okina and it's so maxed out. I'm like blown away, man. But yeah, this is still a good setup because it still has, I can show you. So if I go to a dual dagger, that still has a single target setup, my setup is very similar. But I'm mostly taking advantage of the slash procs that are built in. So if I go to Fang Prime, I should probably, oh, it's probably higher in the list. So these are weapons that I only use when I play solo. Fang Prime. So Fang Prime, if I go to Spinning Needle, that's a 200% slash proc, and then that's a double slash proc. So, you know, you can use a couple different setups. I currently just have Animosity, so that if I can land a heavy attack, it usually nukes instantly. It's just a single slash proc that'll wipe. So you can also use Afflictions, which is very good, but oh, excuse me. Yeah, it's a pretty similar setup. So usually my criteria is like I'm only really using a single target setup on you know, a weapon that can take advantage of that has something built in. Like the Ripkaz is a cool example because it is a claw, so you go to Malicious Raptor. It's a double slash proc, 200%, 300%. It's a pretty quick attack, but it has its time to it, so you're not proccing an insane amount of slash procs. Excuse me, you're not proccing an insane amount of slash procs from the standing attack, but it's just so you can land those heavy attacks. But you do have to be very close to land this, so this isn't very good crit chance. It's pretty low. It's not really as high as I want it to be, but you know, still good to go. I was happy to see it, so yeah, I guess we'll stay with the Rip because I haven't seen what Warframe I'm using. Yeah, it's 7:59, so we got plenty of time here. Yeah, I mean, it was Jade. I knew it. And the reason that I was excited for it to be Jade is because I can use the Cinta. I don't know how effectively I'll use the Cinta, and that is always important. But yeah, that's a pretty crazy weapon. So we're using the Zakti Prime, which is that's an Enervate weapon, chat. So let's get started. We'll go through the build real quick. So so you have shield regen. You don't need brief respite. I already had the auger mods just for like a little bit of buff for the duration on these guys. I think you could go transient fortitude and suffer on duration because you can keep your second ability active pretty long, and then the duration on this is pretty long, so you could reduce this. If you take out auger message, that's 46 seconds, so you can survive pretty well even with 28% duration. So it's not the crazy setup. I think you can get more power strength. Excuse me, I gotta scroll a little bit. All right, but yeah, obviously Archon Vitality. But yeah, it was weird to have the double auger, so I was like, yeah, you could go with that. I thought about also going with I've had a couple choices, like what is the one, like Worthy Camaraderie would be pretty crazy, you know, like Staying United. There are a couple interesting setups that you could go with. A pretty low armor at base, but yeah, Ready Steel. I've enjoyed Ready Steel. I thought it was pretty cool. You know, Corrosive Projection. There's a couple different choices that I think you could go with that would work pretty well. I don't have all of them. That's the thing. There's definitely a couple that I'm missing that I haven't maxed out yet. Summoner's Wrath I haven't maxed out. I could just max that out so you can see the stats on that. But yeah, I mean, hey, if you wanted to, you could go a rank 0 combat discipline and keep that shit procced forever. But yeah, you're pretty much fine. I would say it was weird to have brief respite. I know that brief respite breaks certain builds, so it's like you could definitely just go Ready Steel and just keep that there and then not break other people's builds. So that might be a worthwhile choice. So like I don't think I'm going to suffer removing brief respite is what I'm getting at. Like I can fully just change it, and I don't think I'm worrying too much. So yeah, I think we're still good to go. But yeah, I mean, I guess part of it is this is like a lot of buffs. Obviously, you're buffing your squad with this. This is affinity range. I'm staying in shield regen the whole time, so that's the other thing is like because you have the aura mod in affinity range, it means that you're also regenning shields at the same time as you're giving them brief respite. So I don't think it's too crazy. Complete Cyto 9 or get Vauban Prime or Inaro Prime. Vauban is pretty good. Inaros is pretty good. I do think Cyto 9 is pretty crazy, but you do have the neutralizer, so it's a little bit of forma, but it's a fun weapon. I love the neutralizer. It's like a classic ass weapon. But yeah, I think we're still set up and ready. But yeah, I'm not going to suffer by removing brief respite. That's what I'm trying to get at. That's basically it. But yeah, still chilling. I guess we should keep moving. Yeah, I mean, I guess part of it is like most of the time when I'm playing Jade, I'm only really casting my 2 and my 3 and just always armor stripping and always providing shield regen, and that's about it. And then sometimes dropping the Light's Judgment. Like I'm pretty bad about dropping Light's Judgment. I rarely go into Glory, but you can go into Glory. So Glory is 43% crit chance. I do have Arcane Avenger if you caught that, so you're gonna add 45 onto that. So it's a pretty good number. This should become primed heated charge. That's just going to give you better weighting towards heat. It's going to reduce your total status, but you're going to still proc the same amount of heat. So you're not really super worried. I could really care less how much viral I have. I've thought about removing viral, but I do like using it for the normal fire. I do think the alt fire is really, really strong though. And if you drop a bunch of orbs down, you could just max out on damage. Just put in nothing but damage mods. You know, like nothing but fire damage mods as well. Like you could have Scorch and primed heated charge, and then if you wanted to, you could go with like a faction damage mod, or you could go with Magnum Force, which just increases your damage. So this would all just increase the damage of the damage tick. You could put in some crit damage and stuff. So you could put in Pistol Elementalist. So I do think that is a pretty crazy setup. But obviously this is a pretty low forma build. I think you could probably replace this with a critical delay and not suffer too much. Because critical delay is only... Or Creeping Bullseye is only 20% fire rate. So you could save some mod slots and try some different stuff out. But currently this is what I have. I do spam it a lot. Yeah, it's still good to go. Yeah, I mean, part of it is like, bro, I'm not really using glory that much. Honestly, if I'm being real, I'm just buffing my squad and then just playing as normal, trying to keep the Light's Judgment down. Like, I'm not really maxing out, like flying around, nuking everything. I don't know, man. I enjoy the amount of survivability and just buffs that Jade will provide, and just I know that everything will be armor stripped and I can just play as normal. So there are moments where I pop into glory, but I'm not really a huge glory spammer, you know what I mean? Like I feel like a lot of how I've always played is like I just enjoy having random weapons so much. Like I enjoy the fact that I'm presented with these weird situations so much that I just have to talk about it. So that's the main setup. I do think glory is a very strong ability, and you can definitely build into the alt fire and just keep your Light's Judgment down, and I think that works really, really well. So I guess let's talk about the weapons now. It's fun to have the Cinta. The Cinta is a crazy roll. And yeah, this is split flights and primary crux. So that's the main setup, is if you can land that perfect shot. It is only 92% crit chance. This is a crazy Riven. Cold, crit chance, status chance. So this has crit chance, which I wanted, but it also has cold damage, so it's saving a mod slot. I'm skewing it more towards viral. Obviously, this is 100% cold, so it's got a higher weighting towards viral, but it does have heat, so I'm telling you, man, I can dump this shit like crazy. It's so much fun. I love the fucking heat procs and the slash procs on this thing. But you do need like every enemy on the map right in front of you. Like it's so crazy. But yeah, you shoot it a lot. That's it. It's split flights. It has a 2-second cooldown, or it has a 2-second duration. Like you're cooked. You have to be able to hit like all the spawns, and then it's the best weapon in the game. So yeah. Anyway, Zocti Prime, let's keep moving a little bit quicker. This is a crazy Riven, but this is just purely a freebie at this point because this is Enervate, and obviously Zocti has like the delayed explosion on the AoE. So there's the damage on the radial attack. It's gas, viral, heat. You still have kind of a similar setup, but yeah, just viral heat. You're proccing a shit ton of status, and then Enervate is just giving you some really nice heat procs. This is a Riven that is just fully a freebie, so you can put in whatever you want in this slot. You could put in like Elementalist. You could put in semi-pistol cannonade. Are you serious? It would slow it down quite a bit. Oh my god. Should we test it? Let's just see. The only fire rate I'm getting is from Lethal Torrent, but Semi-Pistol Cannonade will just cancel that out, so... Chat. Yeah, 5 fire rate, you're fine. 5, yeah, you're okay. That's kind of crazy, dude. I do like damage. Obviously, that's a faction damage mod if you want it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm thankful for this Riven because it's easy to talk about and easy to explain. And then finally, Ripka's. You know, like I mentioned earlier, it's got pretty low crit chance. Not as high as I want. It's still got decent amount, but not a crazy amount. But, you know, the nice thing is that Arcane Avenger is just going to add 45 to that. So, you know, it's a little bit silly, but I don't really care that much. I'm just spamming it with melee influence. It's just got a slash proc on the standing attack and a slash proc on the heavy attack, but it's got low crit chance. So that's it. That's why it's melee influence. I mean, yeah, like I don't want to get too much into it, but yeah, I apologize for yapping so much, but I guess I covered it for the most part. You'll see it. I think I'll actually use influence in a different way. Like, it's nice to have a bonk influence and then a swinging influence, but
you can take a punt.
Chat, it's influence. Influence is influence, right? The idea that you can put influence on an exalted weapon now is like... And if is it also for Mesa and shit? Like, bro, can you put an arcane on Mesa? Are you kidding me, bro? Are people putting Enervate on Mesa? You know what I mean? Are they putting Encumber? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put Encumber on Mesa.
Pick your poison, pal.
I'm gonna put Encumber and see if I can put Galvanized Shot on there. I feel like I can though, because I could probably remove the damage mod and replace it with galvanized shot because it's still gonna do a shit ton of damage. So it'll be the same setup as like what is it, like a Tenet Cycron build and shit. So that's hilarious. All right, let's see if I can. I need some energy at the start, so I'm probably not even casting my abilities, but I'm invincible, so I'm gonna make these. I'm gonna make these charges last. I'm kind of ready to go. I don't know, man. This is the weirdest part. This is the part that I actually really don't like about Netrocells. But is it like difficult? No, it's just kind of annoying that you have to like run through the whole map. What you can fully do is just guess and like run through all the hallways and guess where the next arena is, because it's always going to be in the last arena. You know, if you think of it like a survival map, right? You have the first arena that has the first set of life support pods, and then you go to the second one, and then sometimes the third one. And I've talked about it a lot. When we play a conjunction survival, there's a potential that the second arena actually spawns in the same starter room as the first arena. So there's like some interesting setups with like how arena spawn, you know, which I've only personally noticed doing like solo survivals where you maybe don't have the most optimized setup. Like, I don't know, there was this moment with Atlas where I swear to God, I just couldn't get my armor to 1400 for the life of me. I was just struggling so much. And then as soon as I got my armor all the way to the max, I had to like catch up for lost kills. You know, I had to like make up for the failures I had in the start of the mission. And it was this weird moment where I was like, I was having a little bit of ability efficiency issues. I feel like I shouldn't have really spammed my my third ability. That's what I was thinking, is I should have accumulated a bunch of energy and then dumped my third ability a couple times. But it was this weird, like, I don't know if I would call it nuance is exactly the right word, but I was just kind of intrigued by it. Yeah, I think we did have someone follow. I don't think I saw it though. I think TikTok is making me sad. Hey, where is it? No, I'm over here. Excuse me, chat. I'm paying attention. I swear to God. No, I'm not. Wait, what? Oh, is it over here? Oh, I see. Is it like up and around? Okay, I got you now. Sorry, chat. Sorry, I was looking a little silly. I'm caught up now. I'm on board. Fine. Is there exhaustion? Is there exhaustion? Yeah, there is exhaustion. Oh, I didn't even realize. Dude, exhaustion again with Madurai. Like with Zenurik, it's like not oh, 129. What the fuck? Why did I get so much energy? Alright, let's cast our abilities for the first time in the mission. Yeah, I don't think I'm really using that like crazy. I think I'm mostly just dumping Zakti. Can I hit a little bit of Ripkas as well? I'll have to build this up. This guy's gonna suffer even more in an extra cell. I gotta be real. This may be embarrassing. I'm gonna burn all my energy from being near enemies, so I guess I have to use Zakti, unfortunately. I have to. I'm forced to. The game makes me suffer so much that I have to use the Zakti, but this is such a fun weapon. And yeah, with Enervate, it's like insanely goated now. One of my faves. I can't stress enough how much, like, there are a lot of weird pistols, especially in this game, that are not really talked about a lot and are worth trying out, but they're gonna be nowhere near as strong as, like, I don't know. I feel like Sicarus Incarnate is up there as like the strongest pistol in the game. There's a couple setups that are just so broken where that's what I have on my perfect loadouts that I have for specific frames. So, oh, shield regen is useless with Mesmer Shield. Yeah, good point. Fair play, man. Fair play. Maxed out gamer. Oh, I forgot to mention my 2024. Oh god, I have to do it again. Apologies, chat. Are we gonna mention it like right at the end? I'm gonna just keep forgetting to do it. Yeah, I'll mention it at the end. Oh my god. I'm getting too distracted, chat. I gotta play a little bit of Warframe, chat. You know what I mean? Not too much. We'll probably do one more Netrocell after I do the 2024 wrap. So, hey, maybe I'll savor it a little bit. You guys are patient. I have faith in you guys. Not even keeping my abilities active, not even able to, is the actual truth. So, a little bit better, but yeah, there's a minuscule little buff. We'll survive. just a tad bit better. This guy is slowed like crazy, so we can just stand behind him and nuke him in the back. He's getting overhealed. Oh, cringe. Where's the healing exclamation? You hate to see it, man. Chilling. Safe. Cooked. Gone. And look at this. I get to spam my Ripkas a little bit, just a tad, but yeah, there's not enough enemies on the playing field.
Don't quit now.
This is the suffering point. This is what makes you cry about a Netracell. It's just a worse version of a survival. Just makes me sad a little bit. It's a survival in an orb. Trapped in the orb, chat. Just turn it into a survival. Just make it total kills. Is it just total kills? I want to see how many the total kills is, because honestly, I don't think it's it's one of these missions where like literally the only downside is that you can't die. Like otherwise, it's just a normal mission basically. Like there's no difficulty in this. Like, and you get insane rewards. Well, not insane rewards, pretty decent rewards. I guess you get like the normal versions of the red, yellow, and blue shards. Oh, where was he? He's here. Isn't he like under the thing? Is this the one where he's under the thing? Yeah. That's the one where he's under the thing. Alright, chill in chat. Don't worry, I got it. I'm a necromite. I can snag him like crazy. Alright, recast your fucking abilities, bro. Nice and easy. Safe. Dude, it was hilarious. So I have to mention, chat. I mentioned it once, but we did hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So I will be shaving my mustache for Monday's raffle. So if you haven't joined the Discord yet and entered in or said hi in a while, then get yourself entered. Obviously, because I've hit 1,000 subscribers, I am going to do 2 winners again. I'm going to double the winners. I have to, chat. So 3 months in a row. I really appreciate it, guys. So, yeah, all I can say is, yeah, I started setting up monetization. So I don't know how that looks for you guys. I have it set up to like the automatic. I noticed that it's just like on the videos, it kind of does you dirty a little bit. Like on the streams, the amount of ads, like mid-roll ads that it put in. So I'm still like looking at it and like, you know, I was like, oh my god. So I'm still kind of trying to look at it and see how I can tune it down. But I was like, whoa. So maybe in the future it'll be better. But I'll definitely be looking at it in the future. But yeah, I mean the main thing is that I'm gonna be, I don't know, I'm doing a lot more shorts. Oh, excuse me for that. Oh, am I safe? Oh, we're at 1%. You can revive me now. Oh, I can. No, you revived me instantly. Did you revive me instantly? Do you have a Vazarin? Unfortunately, I lost my invincibility for 1 second, and I was cooked from the very beginning, chat. So. Yeah, I gotta say, like, now that I'm at 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, that is like a margin for me. And then the other margin is I need 10,000 followers on TikTok. So if I can hit 10,000 followers, then I can make playlists for you guys, and then you guys can be like, oh,
I wonder.
I don't know if I phrase it exactly like this, but I can finally put all of my game reviews and all of my Warframe videos separately, because the game reviews actually do well, and they are still pretty good to this day. So, like, I want to be able to just show, you know, I have followers that watch me for my game reviews. Nice, that's poggers. I have followers on TikTok that watch me for game reviews. I have followers that watch me for Warframe, so it's weird. Both of those videos, like, both of those video formats do really well. And so I don't want to struggle. Yeah, that's the most goated. All right, real quick, let's do the 2024 Wrapped. I want to showcase that. I have it pulled up. Where do I have it pulled up? Over here. All right, chat. I have to do it. All right. 3,328 missions completed. It doesn't tell me how many missions I quit out of, though, which is a lot as well. Most played missions, Sanctuary Onslaught to this day. Will always be. Total hours played, 1,019. Most active month, December. Is that like streaming more? I don't know if that's streaming more, but yeah, that was a lot of grinding. I don't know what I was doing at that time. Here's the chat. Here's the one that I mentioned earlier. Can you guess what all of these Warframes have in common? All 4 of these Prime Frames and Dante. Can you guess what they all have in common? I'll let it burn for a little bit, but you can see 7.59, 7.51, 7.5, 7.48. So they're all so similar, and they're all at the top. I'll let it burn, but I'll move on, and I'll explain it later. And then most usability, Mock Rush. And there's a reason for that, chat, and I'll talk about it if I ever do a Gauss build. Nuke, IDK. No, it's not that they're a nuke. It's more, think about how they're all primes, right? What's special about these primes? It's interesting. There are others in this list that are in different places. New primes. Yeah, exactly. That's the answer. Yeah, they're all the new primes. So for me to rank these guys up, I use them collectively for almost the exact same amount of time. All of these I ranked up in the year 2024. To get them into the usage list meant that they were all basically the exact same Warframe in the eyes of the usage list, save for Gauss, which was a little bit transcendent but ended up the same. Out of 18 Warframes and 44 primes you played this year, your favorite. So that's kind of sick. 18. Interesting. Anyway, keep moving. Secondary weapons. Oh my god. Pupe Assist is the craziest. Lado Vandal, I'm surprised by. It seems that I just got a shit ton of kills with it. I don't know, because I used it as I would any other weapon that I had to rank up as a pistol. But Kuva Brahma, this one is special. So I have a dojo. I don't know if you guys know, but I have a dojo. Where can I see mine? If you just Google Warframe year in review, it'll show up. Just Google that. So Kuva Brahma, 13% of your kills. And the only reason for that is because I have a dojo. I have a clan. If you guys are interested, just feel free to message me in Discord if you're interested about joining the clan. It has all the research. It has... I don't know if I have the Dagoth research. I think I did the Dagoth research, though. But yeah, I have my own dojo and all that stuff. And I needed the HEMA. And the HEMA is mutagen samples. So I used the Kuva Brahma to farm 3,000 mutagen samples with the Necros Orgaze build. And then after I did that, then they reworked Ancient Disruptors. And they made them better. So I was crying a lot. That made me very sad. But yeah, still chilling. Still good to go. But yeah, I'm weirded out by Pupe Assist. That's the strangest one. That's just a bonk fluence. That's status only bonk fluence. Focus earned 24 million. That's sick. Hours as Drifter, 18 hours. That's kind of nice. Oh, that's in Deviri, I guess. Worm Prime. We love that. We love Worm. I don't use any of Worm's abilities just for the stats. Almost 1 million kills. Look how close I was, dude. 968. That's so embarrassing. 20 adversaries. Even after I've done the liches. 20 liches, 20 mix of liches and sisters. That's fucking crazy. Thank you for 621 likes. I appreciate that. Eidolon's killed. I hate Eidolons. Fuck Eidolons. Boss is killed. Whatever. Total headshots, 78,000. Yeah, here's the one. Warframes crafted, 3. Forma invested. 438 Forma. In the year of our Lord 2024. I saw that Strategist had like almost 200, so that was crazy. But chat, I hope you guys enjoy that. That's what it takes. That's what it takes to do the randomizer. That's the material cost. That's why I burned through my platinum like crazy. And then here's the final stats. Everything all together for you to download and stuff. Chat, that's fucking nuts. 438. That's the one. I'm glad they saved it towards the end, but what is it? 823? Yeah, we were easy. All right. Next up is Ureli. Mostly going to be spamming bubbles. But yeah, let's see what else we get. I saw, yeah, it was Quartak. Quartak is a weird one. Quartak is a weapon that I love. Angstrom Incarnate is goated. That's an awesome roll. I love that. And I get a bonk fluence. I get Kogake because I missed it because I didn't use it before. But yeah, look at this. Still chilling. Are we ready, chat? Let's talk about it. I mean, the Ureli build is pretty weird. I do technically have 90% damage reduction, but it does have a health, and it's hard to keep this active. You'll be popping your health very often. I have overextended plus double umbra, so I'm still over 100, but like I don't have a lot of health on this guy. And that's purely because I can have a 40-meter pull on my fourth ability, my like big bubble. So it's a little bit crazy. Like, I won't get to use this very often. That's the thing, is like, I found that more and more, the playing field is just covered in overguard. So I don't know how often I'm going to use this. I do still have sea snares and breach surge, which breach surge will create those sparks. So they'll scale off the damage you deal. So you can kind of max out pretty easily. So it's an easy setup. Loyal Marilina is the one that allows you to just run around on your feet. Makes my life so much easier. And then, yeah, we're good to go. A lot of it is just, most of the gameplay sometimes is sea snares plus breach surge, but this is 200% damage vulnerability, just with 100% strength. Like, that's kind of crazy. So I guess that's rule number one. Is in this mission, I'm never going to cast 4. In this mission, this is not a mission where I'm going to be using a grouping ability. I hate to say it, so I'm glad that I can have some optimizations outside of the grouping ability. That's what I've tried to realize, is I want to make sure that I have setups going for when I don't have that ability active. That's kind of what I've been trying to change for recent setups. But obviously, I'm going to get a pistol buff, so I'm going to be spamming Angstrom and Karnan, which is a great choice. So we should talk about Angstrom first. Let's talk about it. First ability, with overshields, increases base damage by 50. I don't think I'm going to keep that active. With energy over 700, increases base crit multiplier by 0.5. That's pretty good. Projectile speed is pretty nice. I like that. Reload speed, base ammo capacity is also pretty nice, but I do like reload speed because it is a projectile-based weapon. Or projectile speed, excuse me. I don't know what I was saying, but... and then this is crit and status. But that's your... Oh, you could do crit and crit damage. So that's a pretty decent buff to the damage. But there's a reason why I've chosen more status. And the reason for that is 93% status chance. With a slight weighting towards heat damage, 53 versus 40. So it's not crazy. I'm using Scorch. So what I've realized is that doing this, getting rid of this... I have to move some stuff around, but I think I can potentially remove this, and then we'll swap some stuff around here. But, you know, like I said, primed heated charge will give you more damage for your heat procs, because obviously heat is a very thankful mod where it does actually benefit from the elemental damages that you have on your weapon. So maxing out on heat damage does go a little bit crazy. So that's like the basic principle behind heat inherit as well. So that's an important thing to keep in mind. Oh, pistol pestilence I already have. Wait, what am I missing then? Damage. I'm missing damage. Oh, chat. Excuse me. Do I not have the Forma? Wait. Wait, no. What am I missing? Crit chance. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. Creeping bullseye. Excuse me. So silly. All right, there you go. Much better. So you're weighting it more towards heat, and then you're also keeping the same chance for heat. So I could give a fuck about what element I'm proccing. I want to keep the heat chance the same. Like I want to get the heat chance higher. So that's basically it. It is secondary encumber plus galvanized shot, but you know this is gonna buff the heat damage, so it's gonna help you even more. 2024 is my least played year, dude. You hate to see it, man. No, that's been part of it, is like Warframe to me will always come and go for a lot of people. So I'm glad to have you here. But yeah, this weapon is very, very strong, but I do want to skew the heat damage as much as possible. That's going to be very important for the setup. But yeah, still good to go. I don't know where I'm getting a damage buff from. I don't know why it's sending my numbers higher, but still chilling. Yeah, I guess we move on to Kuva Quartak. Probably not going to be using it very often. This is the wrong polarity. That's hilarious. But this Riven is crazy. This is too many rerolls. This is 200 rerolls. And I ended up, all I wanted was negative zoom. And it had to save a mod slot, although this doesn't need to save a mod slot. I just wanted negative zoom. But I ended up with a bunch of fucking... elemental damage. So now I have like 100, like I have 91 puncture and 100 slash. I'm like, I don't care about this shit. It does just add to the damage of the bullet, but I don't really care about that. I just wanted negative zoom for the alt fire, and I wanted good stats. So I've been thinking about re-rolling this more. Like, this is a freebie. I have fire damage in here. I don't need to have cold damage. I would rather have like negative zoom and then like crit damage, you know what I mean? So this is worth a reroll. But yeah, to want negative zoom on a weapon you're forced to zoom in with is, you can't be telling people to do that, man. That's crazy. On the Kuva Quartak too, you're like, what is this guy thinking? This guy's out of his mind. Yeah, that's the setup. You'll see it. It's a fucking shotgun as a rifle. You shoot 4 bullets at once when you zoom in. I don't know if that was clear, but it has 4 chambers, and when you zoom in, it just shoots all 4 of them at once. It's like the Sepulchrum, but weirder, I guess is all I can say. And then, yeah, did I mention it before? Kogake is just bonkfluence. No crit chance at all. Just status. This is 160 status chance because, of course, you got galvanized reflex. This is 4 stacks of galvanized, which adds up to 4 stacks of weeping wound. So that's 160 plus 120 on top of 95. So you got a lot of status chance. But yeah, I don't think it's too crazy. I think I'm good to go. And yeah, I guess we'll just move right into it. This is our final Netracell. It's 8:31, so I might actually just call it after this Netracell.
Yeah.
Generally, the Friday streams are a little bit shorter. You know, I'm giving you guys an extra one. You know, next week I do think I will do Wolong. Next week I think I am ready for Wolong. So that'll be, I don't know, probably, yeah, about an hour and a half, maybe an hour and 40 minutes of Wolong. So that is a crazy one. If you guys are ever interested, I try to explain, you know, that exhaustion again, bro. I'm crazy. Vanquisher again. So Wolong is a it's like a JRPG 3D action RPG. So it's made by Team Ninja. It's basically I describe it as like a more advanced version of Nioh 2. But yeah, it's pretty absurd. I want to come up with like a title and thumbnail for it, but it's got deflecting, it's got swappable martial arts, so it's an insanely fun game, and I want to show it off for a full stream. I want to dedicate a full stream to both Wolong and Stranger of Paradise. You can drive bike. Oh my god. I have faith in you, dude. I know you can do it. I know you're a master of the bike riding. I believe in your ability, my friend. Yeah, so far we're safe. Good to go. Alright, chat. Keep moving. I guess, like, all I can really say is, in, like, Amara in 2025 is going to be very different. Like, I have, now that I'm at this point, what I'm thinking about right now is we might start doing tier lists on Monday, and then I'll have a video going up on Friday. And I think that might be how I do it. I'll upload 2 videos a week. So the tier list will be not like a scripted stream, but like a super on the rails stream where I have to put together the tier list beforehand and then just explain the tier list as I go through, and then show off all the builds for all the different frames, and then we're just going to play. I'm not going to explain any of the weapons, so all I'm going to do is randomize my gear, and then we're just going to play. I'm not going to explain which weapon I'm using. I'm going to explain how the weapon works in combination with the Warframe. So it'll basically be like, you know, 5 minutes to explain the tier list. My tier list will always look different because I'm going to do a bunch of them for Warframes, and it'll be based on different categories that I have for the Warframe. So, you know, things like double crit buffs, things like armor or overguard or melee frames or support frames. So all these different ways that I can like explain the buffs that each Warframe has, that's super important, because a lot of it for me is you're never going to catch me dead ranking every frame in the game. I use them so much differently that I have to rank them within each other, and then I'll do a ranking of the best. I'll do a ranking of the top 10. All right? If you take everything that I've explained through all of it, then at the very end, then I'll say, okay, we've talked about the fact that this frame counts for like 5 or 6 different categories. You know what I mean? Like, this frame offers so many buffs in so many different ways that they just have to be commended for their power. And that's a weapon that's a frame that I should recommend to people. Like, what I really want to do is I want you to have 5, 6, I don't know, it'll probably be about 6 different streams covering the different categories of each Warframe, and then explaining how they compare to each other. And then at the very end, then I'll break it down and I'll say, okay, these are the 10 that I recommend to you guys, and they all serve a different purpose, and we're going to break it down which purpose they serve and how you're going to use them. So, you know, there's going to be a couple important ones that I think should always be mentioned. But, you know, there's just a lot of power in there. A lot of stuff that's very consistent. Like, what I enjoy about the strongest Warframes in the game is that they have a level of usability, and they have a level of I don't know exactly how to describe it. The way I always think about it is like, all of my builds need to exist in a void. So their build needs to be strong regardless of any buffs. So like, when I test my weapons, I always test them with Equinox, because Equinox just doesn't have any buffs. That's it. I still have Equinox also has a lot of survivability, so I know that I don't have to, that I can just tank a lot of hits while I use a weapon that maybe isn't so great, and I test it out and try to make it better. So I think it's this very important thing where your weapons need to exist in a vacuum, so that you know that when you bring them in with buffs, that you can think about them differently, and that they exist for different reasons, and that when you're taking them into things like Void Cascade or into any kind of Omnia, that each weapon will serve a different purpose and be active for different reasons. And you have to understand that every weapon will have buffs, like, right, these galvanized buffs. And to get those buffs, you need to get kills. So as soon as you need to swap to a weapon, you need to get kills outside of the enemy that actually needs to die. So say you have like a single target that needs to die. You still need to run around and get a bunch of kills before you'll actually be able to have the right kind of buffs to actually deal with a single target. So having a weapon that can deal with everything at all times is very useful. And that's why, like, you'll always have the combo of projectile and melee weapon. So the ease of use at which you can swap to your melee weapon will just always necessitate that your melee and your primary, or your melee and your secondary, will always need to combo well. So that's, I think, the most important combo that you'll always need to think about in Warframe is you want to make sure that whatever melee weapon you're using is complementing the fact that you have projectile weapons that will serve a different purpose. You know, what I want to do is I want to restart and do a different beginner guide and literally just say, hey, use the Paris, because anything that needs to die that is tankier than other stuff, you can have the Skana, right? The Skana has slash damage. It's very nice. But anything that needs to die instantly, you can headshot with the Paris, and it will do a lot of damage. So it's very useful as a one-shot. It'll help you more. So I want to do a more cut-down beginner guide that's like 3 minutes long. And it's literally like, okay, you're going to choose any of the Warframes, but you have to understand how they work. So I've been thinking about rewriting the script. I don't know what I'm doing exactly at this point, but what I've primarily got for you guys is I want to break it up into more videos, and then as the videos go on, then they'll be more targeted towards different aspects of the game. Like my choices, where I ended up because of those choices, like the fact that I decided to get a kit gun, the fact that I have the Tomb Finger primary, means that when I get to the Necromechs, I can nuke them instantly. So it's like this trade-off where it's an insane grind and it takes forever, But what happened was I completely avoided the Jupiter Junction. I never had to worry about that stuff, but you can easily still get to the Jupiter Junction and get the Zorus from that. And if you have the Paris, I think you can move through the junctions pretty quickly. Like, most of the junctions aren't too crazy. So, that's what I want to do primarily, and start off with stuff like that. Like, just a shorter video that's easier to describe about, like, okay, this is your first couple hours in the game. This is what you're stuck with. So, I really appreciate Ham and Hammy for joining me. Little bit of a shorter one, but obviously, like, I appreciate you joining me for when I've been a little bit, I don't know, not too silly. I've been a little bit serious at the end, but obviously, thank you guys so much for 1,000 subscribers. Like, what I've always tried to do is offer you something that's different from what you're used to. Like, these streams, you know, I always want to try and make them a show. I always want to make sure that there's something, you know, you'll never see before. You'll never see somebody use the game in the way that's kind of what I've decided. It's like, the day that I meet someone that randomizes their gear, yeah, I'll cut off my pinky. I'll cut off my ring finger. Right, chat? I'm not going to do that, but yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, this will, like, you can probably go your whole life, and I don't think you'll see somebody randomizing their gear to the way that I have. And so what I've always appreciated is that the community that I have built, yeah, it's like, I'm so thankful to have everybody here. And I'm also very thankful that, like, I do think you're always going to see something different. And that means that I'll always show up differently on algorithms. You know what I mean? Like, all my videos will look different than other people's videos. So I really appreciate everyone that looked at my videos and was like, hey, this is actually a pretty cool gimmick and it's not stupid. And I've got a lot of comments. I've got a lot of comments in my time where, you know, I've mentioned it, you know, part of why I'm kind of dancing on the grave of stat sticks is that I made a Korra Prime video and I didn't use Strangledome plus Whipclaw stat stick build, and like, never in my life has like there been such like a culmination of the same idea and the same, like, I don't know what to call it, just like hate comments, I guess. Like, they all came in at the same time, and I guess that was part of it. Is I was like, oh wow, like, I feel like people are kind of, it's such a common build, and it was more so that it was all negative. It was more so, it was not just the volume, it was that it was not a single one was like nice. They were all like, bro's really not using stat stick Korra. You know what I mean? Like this guy thinks he's good at the game and he removed Strangledome. It was like shit like that. And it was like over and over. And I was like, never has it been the same build and the same level of just like shitty and like shitty, you know, words and tone, where I'm like, this is just so weird to see. But also I kind of understand it. Like, I get it. It's such a powerful build. And like, if I were to recap anything, it is that like Zulu in the TikTok chat was like, literally, like, I do this, it happens frequently, like, it just shows up. Zulu was literally a bingo card. He checked all the boxes. He mentioned that it wouldn't get Incarnate buffs, and he mentioned that it wouldn't get Riven buffs. And that's literally what I said, is that the people at the upper echelon that are maxing out this build, they're going to be the ones that are going to suffer the most. And I think in the end, I'm okay with that. Whatever state like, what I'll say as a closing remark is, like, whatever state the pseudo exalteds end up, you're going to see a zillion comments in the forum. I'm predicting it now. Like, whatever they do, they're going to have to change it and change it and change it. Like, I guarantee you're going to see so many people being like, bro, I've never seen a worse nerf in my life, you know, shit like that. Like, I guarantee there's going to be people exactly like Zulu who are just, that's where they're at, where like, you better make this ability as good as it was before. Like, I mentioned it at the start. I had a squad member, I had a chatter, a regular viewer named Evan. He was just regularly hitting damage cap with Korra. He dealt so much damage that he reset the damage. He reset the total damage dealt. Like, it was this stupid thing where I was like, oh yeah, no matter what they do, they're going to nerf it. So no matter what they do, they're going to get a zillion comments from people who just, like, bro, I'll say it at the end. There's this guy that I see on TikTok I won't say his name, but like the last 3 times that his stream got showed to me, like got fed to me, the dude was sitting in a fucking Mott survival in an arena, just like sitting still with a double Strangledome in front of him and just casting 1 every couple of minutes. I was like, and just chatting. I was like, oh my God, that's like proving my point. I was like, fuck, man. So, you know, if you use that build, it'll always be a nerf. And I want to say like, I'm fine with it. I think just the level of combo that you can get will just be proof enough that it's like, I would rather have the usability buff over the idea of like having a single ability that you cast for 25 minutes that nukes the entire map and like is so OP that it hits damage cap and shit like that. I'm like, okay, dude, I get it. Like, you know, we all have the level cappers and whatever in the chat, and I just appreciate everyone who's nice. I appreciate everyone who's going to be understanding of DE and being like, yeah, just get ready for a nerf and just relax for a little bit and just be like, okay, you have to understand that there is an upper tier of that build that is so absurdly broken. Like, it's so strong that like, yeah, no shit, it's going to get a big ass nerf. Yeah, fucking ding dong. Like, congratulations. But yeah, I got to say it. Thank you for everyone who's subscribing. If you are watching on YouTube, I do appreciate it if you drop a like, but that's all I got for you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I have to adjust some stuff, but so far the stream ran really, really well, so I'm excited about that. So I want to play some other games and see how they run as well. So I have a feeling that the Streamlabs setup will be better. So I do have my alt account open on my phone that I should do beforehand. So that's all I got for you folks. When I click this button, it ends. So I will see you guys on Monday. I will not have a mustache. I owe you guys a thank you video, so I'll be making that as well. I got to do a fun little gimmick that I'll just record beforehand and then maybe upload the thank you video later. But yeah, I got to say it. Thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. It's been a grind. If you have been subscribed for a while, if you're new to the channel, I really encourage you guys, if you want to have a fun time, go to my channel, go to my homepage. I have playlists all over the place. You can see the playlist. I put everything in playlists. That's what I have the playlist for. You can go back and look through years and years of footage and see what I've done through my whole life. If you want to have a good time, go to the guest streams playlist. I've got a lot of fun videos with my friends. I've got some videos hopefully coming up soon that you guys will be able to watch. So I want to say I'm so thankful to have everybody here in my community. And Amar at 1,000+ subscribers, this is the new me. Like, my next goal. So the next thing that I'm working towards for you guys is I'm working towards 10,000 followers on TikTok. That's my next goal, because then I can get access to playlists. So I don't know if TikTok will exist for that time, but that's my idea right now. So I got to say thank you guys so much. And yeah, I guess that's all I got for you. Take care. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys on Monday.